part 10 of me telling my story because it's so much easier than writing a book. Again, because I've already done that once. It took years and I'm freaking exhausted. I'd rather just talk to you like this. So I'm at the Social Security Administration office with my hair in a French braid, my real driver's license, but built off a fake birth certificate. And I'm just like, if I have a social security number, can you just give me a card? If not, can you issue a number for me? It literally took all of 10 minutes. I walked out of the Social Security Administration office with a fresh social security card, everything. And that was the day that I became Joanna. And I actually lived under that name for 4.5 years. Which is funny because I'm born in 1979, but Joanna was born in 1974. And so I've never actually lived as being 18, 19, or 20 years old, 21, because Joanna was 22 when I got her. And I stayed her until after my 26th birthday, and then went back to Jessica, my birth name, who was 21. And so that, just a weird little tidbit about me. So I walk out of the Social Security office and I'm just so full of myself. I am like a queen bee of the world because now I'm 17 to 22 in one day. My mom can't tell me shit. I can do whatever the hell I want. I just am so grateful to him. I had been learning how to write differently. It was a full identity shift. I burned everything that had to do with Jessica. Just burned it all. And one day he goes, if you're already having sex, why wouldn't you want to get paid? And that was the best question I had ever been asked. I don't know why it never occurred to me. I was like, are you serious? I've been doing this since I was 12, not necessarily willingly, but it's I can get paid for this? And all of a sudden, all the Snoop Dogg and Pretty Woman and all of the 90s shit just started going through my head. And I was like, oh. And that's when he revealed to me that he was actually a pimp. And he really just sold me on this amazing idea that it was me and him against the world. And he had photo albums of all the places he had been, all the things he'd done, like fur coats and cars and travel. And it was exactly like what you saw in the movies. And I was like, man, this is real. I could do this. I was so tired of hustling, but it was why not? Why not? Just try it. And so he put me on the street for the first time, and there were some other gals out there. It was up in North Portland, and it took less than 5 minutes for the first person to pick me up. And first trick picks me up, and I make $50 in 2.5 minutes. It was so fast. And I was like, $50? Hell yeah. And I put the money in my purse, and he was driving a jacked up Toyota, a little truck, but it was all tall. And as he was starting to drive out of the parking lot, he grabbed the strap of my purse and started fighting me for my purse. And I'm just not taking that. I started fighting him back. And he steps on the gas of the truck, and I kind of get sucked under because I'm dangling now by my purse. And it broke the strap of my purse, but I got sucked under the truck, and he ran over the front shin of my left leg. And I was just in shock. I got my purse though. And Martin, my pimp, well, soon to be pimp, comes around the block, and he picks me up, and he's just like, get in, get in, get in. And I jump in the back of his vehicle, and he didn't it was like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. And then he asked for the money. And I didn't even think about it. He had taken care of so many things, and I was so grateful for him that I just didn't even compute. I just pulled the 50 out of my purse and I handed it to him. And in hindsight, I know that that was the moment that I chose him, that was me giving away my ownership. Had no fucking clue at the moment that's what I was doing. Like, I just got run over by a car and sucked a D for $50. Like, that's a lot to happen in the span of like 8 minutes. And I just didn't even think about it. And from that moment, that it was so fast, city to city to city to city. We packed up, got out of that apartment, and we started going south. And he worked me on the track first. So I'm working the streets, and I always had this $1,000 quota where I had to make $1,000 a day. And it didn't matter whether it's $5, $20, or $5,000. I've got to make $1,000 a day. Like, doesn't matter what I'm charging. But he started me on the track, and that's rough. Like, the work in the streets is hard work, and it's fast work, and it's dangerous work. And then he started teaching me how to work the hotels, and then he was connected with all different people. Like, he just knew people. And so got me connected into like escort services and different places. And it was like he had things planned, but I'm working like 7 days a week, like 16-hour days, just going, trying to hit this quota. But I'm learning so much also because I'm understanding that different people function in different ways. And I've always been just more of an observer. Like, I know I carry that main character energy, but it's not until I get really, really comfortable where I'm like, okay, I'm in this. So I would just like watch and observe, and I absorbed everything. Like how he's handling money, how he's working things, how he taught me how to walk, he taught me how to talk. He made me read the newspaper every single day. He had deep intellectual conversations. He's like, we're going for the big money, so you have to know how to have these conversations. So I'm just getting like groomed for this elite, classy work, and it took some time. But before you know it, I'm wearing like $3,000 suits and going into these, 4 or 5-star hotels, having drinks at the bar, and just talking to people, turning tricks in the hotels because it's a whole lot easier than being out on the street. And I'm charging like 10 to 20% more than I was out on the street. It keeps getting really intense, and I don't really understand why. And I was just so young and naive, like I did not understand how the world worked. But what I can see now was happening was that other people, other girls on the street were getting jealous because I would just turn tricks so fast. It was so fast. I was just hustling hard. And then other pimps would get them on me, and then pimps would be circling around. And it was just crazy intense. So he was moving me faster than normal, like city to city. And so it's like I'm having to memorize the maps of cities and having to navigate things. And I really just couldn't, like, I couldn't keep my head on straight. Like, you start to lose your mind, like so much D. Like, you just kind of check out after a while. And I'm drinking more and I'm smoking a ton and just trying to figure out how to function. He's like, okay, let's go over to Hawaii. He's like, he's like, the girls are different over there. You're ready for Hawaii. He's like, it's higher end. You're going to have to learn Japanese, but you can do it. So we jump on a plane and we go to Hawaii. And that was one of the biggest nightmares ever. And that's up next.